today's video. Today we're going to be making Seviyan, which is a dessert traditionally made on Eid. And we're also going to be serving this with some Turkish tea. So let's have a look at what we're going to be needing. So let's start with the milk. So we've got 2 pints or 1 litre of milk here. We've got about half a cup of sugar, but this is to your taste. Here I've got 10 cardamom pods, and I'm going to be using a handful of almonds, and I've got about a handful of vermicelli.
Hello and Assalamu alaikum. Before we start with Sawaiyan, I hope you all are doing well, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the tea on now because it takes some time, and while we'll be making Sawaiyan, the tea would get brewed in the same time. So let's start with tea. For Turkish tea, it's a double kettle which is used. It looks something like this, and it can be purchased easily from most shops. So the base part of kettle is to be filled with water. I've just filled 3/4 full this part. So I'll put this on high heat so that it gets heated very quickly. So now the top part of the kettle is where the loose tea will go. So before I add tea, I'm just going to add a very little water from the tap, just enough to moist the tea in there. So I'll be using 2 tablespoons of tea for 2 cups of tea, and I'll just add a tiny bit so that if you want to have a look, just enough to soak the loose tea. So I have 2 tablespoons of Turkish tea here. It's black tea. The blend, however, is slightly different from black tea in Pakistan or English breakfast tea here in England. So if you see, with that little water, it has just soaked that water, and what I'll do next is this will go on top, and while the bottom part of the kettle boils, the heat will come to the top part, will cover the top part, and this is how it brews. And this is so once it comes to a boil, we transfer the water from the bottom part to the top part, just enough. What I usually do is I just cover half of it with boiling water and put it back on the stove, and that's when it starts to brew really well. Once that happens, I'll still leave it for good 15-20 minutes for the flavor to come out.
So to begin the Seviyan, I'm going to be adding some milk to this pan. It's a stainless steel pan for today, and I'm just going to add the milk and put this onto a low to medium heat. There we go. And I'm going to give it a stir. That's now on. I'm going to just try and keep stirring this as much as I can, just so that the milk doesn't stick to the bottom. But while this is heating up, I've now got a chance to do the cardamom. So let me show you how to do that. So here I have the cardamom. I'm going to show you how to open them now. So what I do is, we want the black seeds in the middle. So I'm just going to break it open just like that. And you should see in the middle all those seeds. So that's what we're going to add and grind up into, I suppose, a nice dusting of them. So I'm just going to do this now the same to all of them. So let me just show you with these. So I'm going to be doing this with all of them, but I'm just going to now grind these small amount just to show you. So something a bit like that. Quite miserable out there, isn't it?
Looks nice from in here.
It's raining, isn't it? Has it stopped?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh.
It's nice to be indoors.
Oh right, from in here, I get it. Don't fancy a walk then.
Yeah.
Eat nice dessert instead of tea. That's what I'd rather do.
It's very important for Sawaiyan that you keep stirring the milk all the way through until it's prepared. Otherwise, milk it starts sticking to the base. The water is boiling now, so let's transfer it to the top kettle. So if you want to see, so I'm just going to add this boiling water to the top part. That should be enough. I've just topped it up half the kettle. And there is still lots of water in the bottom part which will go back on the stove, and I'll show you later how to prepare it, how to mix it. I'll have it on very low setting now so that
Okay, so the milk has nicely heated, and it's time for me to add the cardamom powder. As you can see, that's what I was busy doing. So all of this is now going to go in. And what we're looking for from the milk is for it to turn from this sort of white colour to a slightly creamier colour. And for there to be a slight foam gathering on the top. So these two are now going to cook until I start to see the milk sort of having those changes. Okay, so I'm just going to prepare the almonds. I'm just going to take enough for a bit of garnish at the end, but these are all going in, and I'm going to just crush them a little bit. It's probably in there. There you go. Okay, so I've just grinded them, enough of them to just be into sort of like small pieces. We won't be needing this now, but I'm going to be needing to stir a lot more throughout this recipe, so I thought I'd prepare them now. But that's what you're aiming for. So the milk has been boiling for about 20-25 minutes, and it's starting to change colour a little bit. I hope you can see. It's beginning to look a little bit creamy in colour rather than that prominent white colour, and it's also starting to foam a little bit on the top, which is a good time now to add the sugar. So I'm going to add the sugar. I'm going to add just a bit of the sugar and see how the taste is. I think maybe here. So it's kind of to your taste really. Some people like a really sweet dessert, some people not so much. So I'm just going to try that and I'll let you know how much I end up using, but that'll be to my taste. So I'm just going to continue stirring now, and I'll get back to you in a bit.
The tea has been on brew for, I'd say, 25 minutes. I don't mind it being on brew for a little longer because I like my tea slightly stronger. So I'm just going to check how the color is. I think it's brewed really well. And let me show you how it's poured and served. So the color is in the top part and it's just boiling water in the bottom part. So the amount you mix from the top part really depends on how strong you would like it. So you mix the two together. And look at the color, how clear it is, how nice it looks. And if you try it, I think it's the best tea. I really like Turkish tea. Just before we have tea, I'm going to add vermicelli, Sawaiyan, to the milk. It's important to add just as much as it takes for it not to go very dry, because the Sawaiyan vermicelli, it will swell. You have to keep stirring, and if you have added too much of vermicelli, that will make the whole dessert very dry. It should be slightly runny, so just add enough, not too much. You can, if you feel you have added less, you can always add a little more later, but slightly less is the way to go. Can I have my tea as well, please?
Sure, yeah.
Thanks.
Got it? Yeah. So the Seviyan is going to just cook for another 10 minutes, would you say? Should be finished around there, so we'll show you the next stage on how to finish this dish off shortly, but in the meantime it's tea time.
It smells so nice, the cardamoms, and just takes me back to the Eid memories we had this year, and I had every year before this year.
This was I would say we've celebrated Eid together many years, but this was our big Eid, I think. The first time we had people over to our place, and we had a big picnic in the garden. We got a big rug down. We had a barbecue actually, didn't we? We dressed up. It was, I mean, if I can find some clips, I'm sure I can. Maybe in the future, if you're interested, I will show you the day that we had. It was really lovely. So we made this dish, I think we made this dish, didn't we? Yeah. And we had a big barbecue, chicken barbecue with naan bread and salad.
Yeah, we forgot the carrot barbecue that day. It was just non-vegetarian.
Yeah, vegetarian days were long gone. We were celebrating chicken on that day. Or it should have been lamb, I suppose.
There was lamb. Rakhta did lamb.
Yeah.
There was lamb. There was beef. There was
we ate
chicken.
for about 3 or 4 days straight, which I guess is a successful Eid day, really, isn't it? Yeah, it was lovely. We had music. It was such a hot day. So let's try the tea. Yeah, that's good.
Looks so clear. I don't like tea when it becomes cloudy. This tea is so nice, so clear.
How do you hold that with your hands?
It's alright.
It's very hot.
I know, but I'm used to it.
You've got those hands of years of burning yourself.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy this with dessert now.
It's almost ready. I think 5 more minutes. I'm going to add the crushed almonds now. So we're happy with the amount of sugar we have added. You can always try add less, add more.
Shall I show you?
It's alright.
Okay.
So almonds are in now. And if you look how runny it is, it's not extremely runny, but it's just enough for it to set really well. Once it'll set, it'll be slightly more, slightly less runny than what it is now. But if you do it too much, it might just go dry. Seviyan is ready now, and I'm just going to scoop out some. If you want to see how it looks, vermicelli is nice and soft, still little runny, which is how it should be, and you can see almonds in there. So let's scoop out some and try. This part is really tricky.
Smells so nice.
Okay, so now I've left it here to set. I've just added some whole almonds on top, which looks very nice. I like serving it in copper cookware as well, so it's just a little serving on the side to set as well. And we'll be trying it soon, and we'll let you know how it tastes.
Okay, so I couldn't wait for it to set. I need to try some.
Okay.
I actually like this warm as well. I think it's really comforting and nice. This is such a mission to spoon, isn't it? Oh no.
You try that.
Can we miss smaller pieces? It's going to get messy otherwise.
Because that should be. So do you get the cardamom taste and smell in there?
This is lovely. This is yeah, the cardamom. It's a little bit sweet, milky, creamy, warming. I mean, in the winter here when it's cold, this is nice warm, to be honest.
I like it all year round. We enjoyed it so much on Eid, and it was summers at that time. It can be served cold as well. Once it's set, it cools down, and it tastes really nice when it's nice and cold as well. You can set it in the fridge as well, or have it warm if it's a nice winter day.
You want to try some now?
Okay. Give me. Let me have it with
Yeah.
the almond.
Okay. Now for a sip of tea, I think. That's comforting, right?
Yeah. The sugar to our taste is just perfect. We ended up not adding half a cup of sugar. We like it slightly less sweet, so we added little less than half a cup. So what I would suggest is just add enough which you think is not too much, and you can always try it before, and always add more sugar if you need.
Yeah, try as you cook. We really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we hope to see you again next time.
Bye for now.